Hello, and welcome to the Louise Elizabeth podcast. For those of you that don't know me, I am a professional network marketer, registered holistic nutritionist, and registered yoga teacher. Working in the health world for the last 9 years, being an entrepreneur for the last 6, and being on my own health journey for almost 13, I have come to realize that health is a lifestyle. It's not just what you feed your body with or how you move your body. It's the relationships in your life, the internal dialogue in your head, how you spend your time, and what your purpose is in this life. This podcast is all about how to up-level your life in all aspects of health, wealth, mindset, and lifestyle. If you're ready to live a life you love and feel good about it, then you're in the right place. Hi friends, there is someone mowing their lawn in the background, so if you hear that, sorry. I'm super stoked about this episode, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm enjoying a little beer. Needed to say that before I take a sip. A few weeks ago, Vince and I went away for my birthday to Canmore, and I surprised us in the hotel with a little charcuterie platter, and I asked them to put a couple beers in there, and so we had some beers left over, and it's been sitting in the fridge for like 2 weeks, and I looked at it, and I was like, you know what, I want this IPA, so that's that. But that has nothing to do with today's episode. Today's episode, I'm actually really excited to do it and talk about it because let's be honest, in 2023, and even like during the pandemic, it's safe to say that the network marketing industry, and not even just the network marketing industry, social selling or selling something online, people trying to find means to generate income in their life that was outside of their jobs and what they knew and what they were used to. And so the network marketing industry definitely boomed, but it wasn't the only industry. Social selling and people wanting to be influencers or having a product that you promote and you get a percentage for. I think that now today network marketing is a little more known, people are a little bit more open to it and speaking about it because they saw what it did for people during the pandemic and everyday people, what it did for them during the pandemic, and it was their safety blanket. And now that we're post-pandemic, or some people argue we're still in the pandemic, I hope we're not still in the pandemic. But on the other side of it, inflation worldwide has gone out the roof with the war in Ukraine and, all the different lag effects of the pandemic hitting us now on top of these world events. I know that a lot of families are feeling the pressure. People have started to cut back their list of nice to haves to needs and being really mindful of what they're spending money on. And, some people's mortgages have literally doubled in the last 2 years because of the interest rate and buying houses in a very inflated market right now, depending where you live. And so I just saw 222 again for like the third time today, and I needed to say that out loud. It makes sense to me why people would be looking for ways to add income into their lives. The cost of living has gone up and people's wages haven't necessarily followed along. On top of that, I think that the pandemic also painted a picture that we don't just have to have a 9 to 5. And I think that mindset and idea of how you could possibly live your life differently than what we've been told as a society and what we've been shown has, that's really just kind of come to the people's top of mind. They're like, wow, I don't have to do a job that I hate. I don't have to work for a boss that I don't like. My my income's uncapped. Like there's all these opportunities here. And I wanted to do a podcast episode to talk about network marketing and to talk about pyramid schemes and to just talk into a couple of those misconceptions. And just because the reason why, and because sometimes my brain and my mouth don't catch up to each other. But the reason I wanted to do that is because I think that if there is something that you're really excited about, you're really like, oh my God, I really love what these people do, what they sell, the vision that they have, the mission that they have, the community that they have, whatever it is, and you are looking for more income, all it takes is that one line from someone close to you, like, oh, you're doing that pyramid thing. Oh, you're doing that fill in the blank thing, that sometimes if you don't quite have the resilience yet, it crushes you and it crushes your dream and it crushes an opportunity because you're like, oh shit, and you feel judged. And that might not have been the intention from this person in your circle who says these things, but you might feel judged, you might feel worried, you might feel fear, and that might overtake your excitement. And if it overtakes your excitement, then you won't try something or do something. And for me, network marketing has literally changed my life. It literally changed my life in so many ways. I never used to set goals. I was that person that said I would never, ever, ever own a business. I would never be an entrepreneur. I thought I was an employee, which looking back now and realizing leadership things, I'm like, wow, I was a leader from the start. I was an entrepreneur from the start. I didn't even know it. But I had it in my head like, no, 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 I could never do that. I could never do that. And yeah, it's changed my life. Like I said, like I set goals. I have a completely different relationship with money. I'm a completely different person. It's made my relationship better growing up alongside my partner Vincent. Like just both of us stepping into our 30s, and just I know that this business has been a big part of that. And you might be like, well, how is your relationship and how is your money and all these things affected by your business? It's because I'm in the business of personal development. I'm in the business of helping and supporting people, and I can't help and support people if I don't help and support myself. So I have to grow to be able to grow my business, and I have to grow to be able to support people in the specific, even more so the specific industry and the specific branch in the industry that I'm in. A lot of people call network marketing their personal development business, and I agree. Like, it's not even just network marketing, it's any business, even a brick and mortar business. You're going to hit a wall and you're not going to be able to expand if you don't expand, right? I have a Airbnb cleaning business as well, and I'll use that as an example. Like we hit this point where we couldn't grow our revenue for our business unless we brought on employees, and we couldn't bring on employees without an element of fear and the unknown, and having to trust that we would have hours for them, having to trust ourselves as leaders, as business owners. And we brought them on by the books, right? So that is a part of the journey, and that was really smooth because of this like resilience that I've built through my network marketing business and career. And so, I have a brick and mortar business with employees, a business partner, and then I have my network marketing business that's all online. And they're both very different, and I love them both for different reasons. My long-term vision, and I've had people ask me like, why did you start the Airbnb cleaning business? In full transparency, last year my mindset was not in a good place with my network marketing business. It went backwards. I was on the road for 6 months, and like you have myself and Vince who just want to like go and do all the activities, and so I wasn't working on my business as much as I wanted to. Reception was shit, so I didn't even have reception that much. Like it was, and then I was in this place of fear, and like I was just manifesting my business to go backwards. Like straight up, I was doing the work but my business going backwards. And I know looking back now, it was 100% a mindset thing, and my heart just wasn't in the right place, and I was just coming from a place of fear. I wasn't coming from a place of love. So when we finished our travels, we got to Golden, I was like, I need to make money, and I need to make money now. And I knew that I couldn't go back to working for people. And so I did research. I looked in the community page, and I noticed that a lot of people were saying like, does anybody know any reliable cleaners? Does anybody know any Airbnb reliable cleaners, et cetera, et cetera. And then so anyway, long story short, my friend Lindsay also was thinking about starting an Airbnb cleaning business, and we started it, and it's been amazing, and it kicked off. And it was that stress that I needed off my shoulders about money so that I could just work on these different things that I needed to work on. And that's okay when you're on any journey, by the way, if you need to ask for support or find support. And I found support through starting another business and getting money in through the door ASAP. And, I don't want to clean forever. It's not something I enjoy. I do enjoy listening to my fantasy audiobooks, though. And my long-term vision is to actually just create a space for people to come and work and be compensated well and treated well in a ski town. Like that's actually my long-term vision, is to create that safe and enjoyable space for people. But having that business has made me learn so much, and has actually made me even more grateful for my network marketing business. One, because of the person I've grown into, and 2, the skills that I've learned, and 3, knowing that what I want to be like my number one, my big business, my big money maker is my network marketing business. Like that's the one that I want to grow big. That's the one that I want to grow wide. That's the one that I just like, it lights me up so much more. And yeah, so I just wanted to share that, by the way. I haven't actually talked too much about that. So yeah, I'm so grateful for my network marketing business. So network marketing, I partnered up with a company called Juice Plus. For those of you that aren't familiar, they're literally just, I shouldn't say just, they are dehydrated fruit. Actually, they're more than dehydrated fruit and veggies in a capsule. And I say more than because the process at which they're made is they're freeze dried essentially at a very, 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 very cold temperature very quickly. They're picked when they're ripe, so they're like prime, like nutrient profile. And then they're freeze dried, and then they're turned into a smoothie, and then they're dehydrated. And these are all done at very low temperatures so that all the vitamins, minerals, enzymes, and phytonutrients from those plants are still intact. We also have plant-based omegas, we have shakes, we have gummy versions of the Juice Plus capsules, and they're meant to be a bridge. They're not meant to be a replacement. You should still be eating fruit and vegetables. You still need to eat those fibers, but they are a bridge because our food just doesn't have the same nutrient profile that it did back in the day. And on top of that, most of us aren't eating a variety of 33 fruit and vegetables. Like even before I started Juice Plus, I was already starting to look for a multivitamin because I knew that there were gaps. Like I just knew that like when I learned about food and stuff. So for me, I found Juice Plus, and that's my specific network marketing company. And I recognize that that's not going to be for everybody, and totally get that. Was really cool. And our team specifically is that we have a program that we give all of our clients for free, a holistic health program. So that's pretty cool too. And now I know there's a lot of different companies out there. A lot of different companies have, they tend to have products or services that they offer. Some of them, like Shakeology, for example, you may have heard of Beachbody, that those two go hand in hand. Kind of similar to what we do with the Health Style Emporium and Juice Plus. And so there's lots of companies out there. So anyway, in the network marketing industry, and I wanted to create this podcast because I did a live. I can't remember if I said that. I did a live on Instagram, and I actually had a lot of really good feedback about it. And it was really awesome because it just opened up the door to having that conversation. Like it opened up the door to people being open to, wow, okay, I didn't realize these things, or wow, okay, this is really interesting. So the first thing that I wanted to say is, what's a pyramid scheme versus network marketing or MLM? Depending on who's saying it, the context that they're saying it, technically there's no difference. People will call network marketing pyramid schemes because they think that there's one person at the top who makes all the money and all these people at the bottom who don't. And the person at the top just feeds off the work that the people at the bottom do. And now first, I'm just going to say that that's a typical brick and mortar business where there's a CEO who feeds off what their employees do and then they make profits off these people. So, like there's only room for so many CEOs, there's only room for so many managers, there's only room for so many assistant managers. So the actual like pyramid shape, when you draw it out and you like put the positions on there, that would be your typical CEO brick and mortar business. That's not a network marketing module. Where that saying comes from, however, is from the Ponzi schemes back in the 80s, I think it was. And so the actual Ponzi schemes, what it was is people would say, okay, if you invest $2,000, I guarantee you're going to make $10,000 and da 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 da. Like they didn't have any products, they didn't have anything for people like to actually sell or whatever. They were just basically convincing people to give them $2,000 or whatever the amount was. And then they would take that money, and then from there they would get money. And so people were being scammed out of money. Like they were literally just investing thousands of dollars and then getting nothing back, not having a product or a service or something that is actually invested into that it returns a profit. Like they literally were schemed out of money. Where in network marketing, as far as I know, there's no company that you pay $2,000 to join. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Juice Plus is $50 a year, so I can't speak for all companies. And there's no like franchise fee, and then you have to buy products or anything either, or no monthly things here in Juice Plus. But I don't know for all companies. I know some companies that you pay a little bit more for products, but I honestly can't say. But as far as I know, there's no network marketing company where you pay thousands of dollars to start your franchise and get products or whatever it is. Like, so that is where the pyramid scheme, Ponzi misconception comes from. So I do just want to clear the air with that. When someone says pyramid scheme, though, they are talking about network marketing and they are talking about MLM, and they have no idea how the actual compensation plan works. Because in network marketing, there's no one person at the top. There's actually an unlimited amount of space for people up at the top, and the people at the top aren't feeding and making money off people up at the bottom. The people at the top are actually working to help get you to the top as well. So the whole pyramid thing is a huge misconception and a load of BS. And so I just wanted to clear the air on that one to start off with. And so network marketing, multi-level marketing, social selling is another word for it. Is something that you don't need to be scared of. Like, if you're thinking about starting a business or starting a franchise might be a better word. Maybe business kind of feels intimidating, and franchise might be a better word. And it's a better word because that's what you are, is you are a franchise. It's like McDonald's, you can own a McDonald's franchise. So if you want to open a McDonald's in your town, you would pay probably more like $20,000 for that franchise, and then you open up the building and it's all labeled McDonald's everything, and it's your business, but you're a franchise of McDonald's, so they're still like incorporated with that marketing and labeling. So if you're thinking about starting a network marketing franchise, don't let the word pyramid scheme scare you off. Don't let the haters scare you off. Don't let the fear scare you off. Like, if you actually think the products are really interesting and really good, or if you've used them before and they've changed your life and they've been amazing for you, like, don't be scared to sell something that you love. You sell things that you love all the time. And also, don't be scared of the word sales. Can we just say, like, everybody's selling something in 2023, whether it's like selling that you want to go see the Barbie movie, or selling like an actual product that you love, or selling like, hey, I went to this restaurant yesterday and I had this and it was freaking delicious. Make sure you try the lasagna when you go, like, you're still selling something. So if you love a product and you use it, or you're interested in a product anyway and trying it out, or you're like, hey, I've been looking for a multivitamin, so yeah, this is amazing, then don't be scared to sell it and share it and make a profit off of it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And if you're someone that you really struggle with your mindset around selling something for money, that is a money mindset problem. That's not a product problem, or that's not a sales problem. That's not an industry problem. Like, that's you and your relationship with money if you're afraid to sell something for money. And I recommend doing work on your relationship with money. I'm not going to pretend to be a professional, but I've come a long way. And I realize that when we're afraid of money and receiving money in exchange for services and things like that, that is either a lack of self-worth and most likely a poor relationship with money. And it tends to be both, because if you honor your self-worth, if you honor your value, and you have a really good relationship with money, you have no problem selling things. Like, money is just energy, and it's an exchange of energy, and it's an exchange of time and effort, whatever. Like, value your time, value what you have to offer, value your information, value your knowledge, and don't be shy and afraid to ask for money for it. Just needed to go on that little money tangent a little bit. So network marketing is actually a really smart business model. And if you're thinking about doing it, it's definitely something to consider. If you have really good work ethic, if you're really teachable as well, and you have a desire to create something for yourself and your loved ones, to create a different future, or maybe even just be open to something being different than what you know, it's totally smart, because you don't actually have to invest a lot. I have a friend that invested $20,000 in a franchise with like kind of like McDonald's Avenue, but with something that's online. And like that was a lot of overhead, which sometimes is the downfall with network marketing, when you only have to invest $50, for example, to try. You're a little quicker to quit, generally speaking, when the days are hard, versus when you say add three zeros onto that and invest $50,000, and all of a sudden you're like, ooh, maybe I'm not going to be so quick to quit because I just invested $50,000. But you don't have to invest a lot, which is actually also a really great thing, is because if you're in a financial pinch or you're counting pennies, like when I started this business, it was $50 franchise fee. I had to wait to pay that. And then I had to wait a month to order the products because I didn't have enough money to order the products. So that $150 to get started, so $100 for the products, $50 for the franchise, like I had to do it over 2 months because I couldn't do it all at once. And which is like awesome, right? Like I was in a financial place where I couldn't afford $150, and from that $150, I was able to make more than $150. I was able to support myself traveling. I was able to like just so many things over the last 6 years, like I can't even begin to explain. So from that first 2 months of not even being able to afford $150 to now, like spontaneously, well, not spontaneously, but like spontaneous in the sense that whenever I used to book flights, it would just be like I would save up the money and then do it, versus Vince being like, oh, you ready to book those flights? And I was just like, okay, like I've come a long way. And that, like, from that to like having to plan when to spend $150 is a huge difference. So that's why it's a smart business model, is because you don't have to invest much. So if you're in a financial pinch, you can get started ASAP. And then depending on your products, like for us, Juice Plus, then you're putting really good stuff into your body right away as well, which is kind of amazing. So it's definitely really smart business model. And what I love about the network marketing profession, and this is a stat that I love to share, is that 82% of women earning over $100,000 a year are working in the network marketing profession. I'm going to say that again. 82% of women earning over $100,000 a year are in the network marketing profession. That's a lot of women in the network marketing profession, or a high percentage. Let that sink in a little bit. That's pretty cool, I think. So there's a couple of misconceptions that come up often about the network marketing industry, or why someone may or may not feel empowered to join the network marketing industry. And the first one that a lot of people love to say, and this is something that I believed as well, is that I don't know enough people. And I'm just going to say, what is it, like 8 billion people in the world right now? And I think it must be 8 billion people. We must be over 8 billion people now. Close to it anyway, and less than half of that are on social media. But like when you think about it, almost everybody like has some sort of health goal or something that they wish they could do, or they have dreams, they have goals. I shouldn't say just health. This is specifically for Juice Plus, but like everybody in your life has some sort of problem that they need fixed, or some sort of problem they're trying to solve. It could be financial stress, it could be community, it could be their health. If it's a health thing, like I know there's travel agencies out there, they could struggle with their hair if you do something in the hair care industry. So what's really cool about the network marketing industry, and I mean, you also have to be careful, I shouldn't say be careful, but be mindful of the teams you're joining, and actually ask these questions, like, how do you teach me to expand my network? Right? And hopefully they teach you to build real relationships with people online and offline, have genuine and quality conversations, getting to know the people that you want to help, and actually even knowing if there's something that you have is suitable for them, or if you even enjoy their presence. Let me tell you, you don't want to add team members that you don't enjoy, because you spend so much time talking to them and so much time with them that if you don't get along, it's kind of like fingernails on a chalkboard. So it's definitely something to consider. I'm going to enjoy another sip of my IPA. But yeah, in the network marketing industry, And this is actually a good question to ask, is how do you teach me to expand my network? Because if you don't know enough people, well, nobody technically knows enough people. It's all about expanding your network. It's all about making new friends, making new relationships, getting to know people, asking good questions, and then seeing if what you have to offer them is a good fit for them. But like I said, something that you actually align with, or you actually align with them. So my next point is that you don't have enough time. Listen, if I can do this, anybody can do this. When I started this business, I was working 60 hours a week and I was teaching 6 yoga classes a week. I had just moved to a new town and I just started a fresh relationship with Vincent. Like, I did not have time for this. I was working so much, I was traveling, and at the start, I didn't really put a lot of effort in, and I still managed to get my first couple promotions. I still managed to make $500 a month, which at the time, $500 a month, if you remember what I said earlier, it took me 2 months to save $150. $500 a month was a kind of a big deal for me, and I didn't really have to put that much effort into it. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't, and I definitely don't encourage people to do it the way I did it, to kind of dabble and have a bit of luck. But if you take 30 minutes a day, 30 to 60 minutes a day for 5 to 6 days a week and pour it into your business, and in those 30 to 60 minutes, you're just focus 100% on your business, you're going to create more time. That'll be cutting back at work, or hiring someone to help you with housework. If you have a bunch of kids, maybe you hire someone to clean your house instead of you always having to do it. Or maybe you can pay someone to deliver your groceries, right? Like, don't underestimate what $500 can do for time. It can buy things that support you, or again, working less and having more time. I don't want to be one of those people, is another misconception. You know what? I hope, and this is something to definitely ask your potential upline. I hope that they don't want you to be one either. Like, if they ask them, like, how do you teach people to reach out, or how do you teach people to find team members? How to, kind of like what I said before, how do you teach people to find the people to bring into your business, and make sure that they teach you to make sure that their answer revolves around getting to know people, asking great questions, not cold calling, like actually getting to know people and working with people, and not just sending a million messages, and actually making sure that like who you're reaching out to is someone that you want to reach out to, but not just want to reach out to, it seems relevant for them. Another misconception that comes up is, I don't know how to build a business online, or I don't even know how to build a business. So the cool thing about the network marketing industry, which again is why it's a smart business model, is whatever your franchise fee is, again, for us in Juice Plus, it's $50 a year. That involves all your training, all the training you could possibly imagine to get started with a business, all your marketing material, you've got mentors, you've got old trainings to watch, you have someone holding your hand for every single step of the way, especially at the beginning. And again, I understand that not every team will be like that, but that is something that you can ask people. What are your, what's your support like at the start? What do you do at the start to get people started? How do you support people in teaching them how to build a business online? But not even just that. If you're thinking about joining someone, go check out their social media, and you're going to know if they're good business people because of the stuff they're posting, how consistent they are, how often they talk about things, and just like their presence in general will give you a good idea. Last misconception that I wanted to go through is, what if I'm not good at it? Good. I hope you're not good at it, because if you're good at it at the start, straight up, if you're good at it at the start, you're going to get started and you're going to have some really great success from the start. You're going to get some quick clients, you're going to get some quick team, you might even get your first few promotions pretty quick. And that isn't necessarily bad. However, someone who doesn't ever hit a plateau or hit a brick wall or can't break through their glass ceiling, whatever saying you align with, and they don't go through that sooner rather than later, they go through that later on, those people are the ones that I've seen quit faster than anybody else, unless they already came with some sort of business background or some sort of resiliency already. A lot of people will quit when they plateau or hit the walls if they start off being good, air quote, goods from the start. However, if you start off and you actually have to be learning the skills, learning the mindset, and all these different things, you're less likely to quit when it gets hard later on, because guess what? It's going to get hard. Or I shouldn't even say hard. It's going to get tricky. It's going to get difficult. You're going to have to expand. You're going to have to grow. But that's kind of awesome, in my opinion anyway. You know, what's that saying like about looking back at the person you are today and a year from now? Like, how would that make you feel? I don't want to be the same person a year from now. I mean, I love the person I am now, but I want to be better, more focused, more growth. I want to have made a bigger impact. I want to have supported more people, have more balance, even better relationship with Vince, better relationship with my friends, better relationship with my sister, more time to do the things that I love. And again, life's pretty good right now. I'm not going to lie to you. It's pretty freaking good. But if it can be better, then I will go through the growing pains and I won't think twice about it. And I hope you too. So that is my quick, punchy, I hope, little podcast episode on network marketing industry. And I really wanted to do this because I truly believe to my core that the network marketing industry is awesome. I do believe some companies are better than others, some teams are better than others. But if you do the research and you're open to it, you will find the right people for you. You'll find the right company, you'll find the right products. So before I wrap it up, a couple of questions that you can think about. If you're here, you're like, okay, Louise, that all sounds great. But how do I know? How do I know what company? How do I know what team? First off, learn about the products that you'd be selling. Is it something that you can see yourself aligning with? Maybe try them, be a client first and say, hey, I like this, I'm into this. I would like to try the products first, and ask what options you have of trying the products. Ask them what their mentoring style is like. You know, how do you support people? What does that look like? Come into that conversation you feeling empowered as well. What is your team culture like? What is your team like? What are your values in business? How do you love to do business? Ask those questions. And then ask questions what are my fees? What are my monthly fees? What are my minimum fees? Do I have to order a package to start off with? I don't know all the answers for all the companies. I was naive. I thought that all network marketing companies were the same when I started. And so when I started with the Juice Plus company, well, actually, I didn't even know what network marketing was. But then I started with the Juice Plus company, and then I learned about network marketing. So I thought they're all the same. I just assumed you just had a small fee to start off with. And as far as what products you buy when you get started, I just thought you could choose whatever. And no monthly fees, no samples, no minimum amount of sales, none of that. I thought that was the same for all companies. Turns out it's not. So make sure you ask those questions. And I would also ask questions what are your expectations out of me? And I hope that their answer is nothing. I have no expectations out of you. I'm just here to be your cheerleader, but also your gatekeeper. So if you tell me these are the goals you want to reach, and you tell me this is how you want to get there, and you tell me this is the way you love tough love or whatever it is, I'm going to be there supporting you. If you're someone that likes a gentle kick in the ass, I'll give you a gentle kick in the ass, but only if you tell me that that is your way of being mentored. If you tell me that you're more feelings and relationship is really important and all of those things, then I'm going to make sure that business chat is separate from life chat. I really, 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 really hope that when you ask that question, the person makes you feel like it's up to you. There is no expectation. You're the driver of your own bus. They're just there to give you the resources, support, kick in the ass when you need it, love, all of that. And that's it. And that's all a mentor should be. That's all a mentor should be. They should just be there to support you on the goals that you set, not their own personal goals. So I hope that was helpful. If you're listening to this, shamelessly, because I love Juice Plus, I love the House Style Emporium, and I love what we freaking do. If you're listening to this and you're like, okay, well, maybe I can put the network marketing thing aside. I'm kind of interested to learn a little bit more. And specifically, you want to learn about Juice Plus, the Health Style Emporium, what we do. If you love what I do online, you love what I do on social media, send me a message and say, hey, Louise, I listened to your podcast episode on network marketing, and I'd love to watch a recorded webinar. There's no strings attached. Or I'd love to have a call if you already kind of have an idea what it is that we do, and just ask some questions and connect. I'm super open to it. So anyway, I hope that this was helpful. If you're in the network marketing industry and you listen to this, feel free to share this with your potentials, with your team. I really want to squash this idea that network marketing is like this weird little cult thing. I think it's amazing. I think it's an amazing opportunity for people. I think it's an amazing way to have a low investment to start making money, because sometimes in our jobs, literally you're capped. You're capped on how many hours a week that you can work. You're capped on your income based on what your bosses have determined. So I do think that finding other ways to bring more money into your life is totally fine, totally valid, and totally awesome. So I am a big advocate for the network marketing industry, what it's done for my own life, what I've seen it done for people's lives around me, and for what I know it's going to do for my life moving forward. So feel free to share this. If you do, I would greatly appreciate it. And wherever you are in the world, have a beautiful day. Bye.